Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Do you guys have... Oh, wait. Hi, Yarn channel. Hi, if you didn't know, new people, yarn, love yarn. Oh my gosh, I love yarn and knitting and crocheting and talking about all those wonderful things. And evidently I like being poked fun at. I mean, guess what, right? But yeah, that's what you've come across, and thank you so much for joining me. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe while you're at it, because YouTube says that's oh so important. Whatever, you know, YouTube. Anyway. Enough about that, right? That's not why we're here. You already did all that stuff. Let's talk about today. I got something. I got this. I got this. Yes. Okay. I don't know what's in that yet. Do you have one of those friends who just wants to get in on the action? I do. Susan's my friend. I live in Colorado. She lives in Maryland. And she has been following all of the stuff and the antics going back and forth for the hashtag Crochet Duel that is going on between me and Lori from the Armchair Chef. I personally don't prefer bulky yarns. I just don't. I like the smaller yarns. You know, that's just all there is to it, right? I just enjoy working with the smaller yarns. It is a preference. I don't really work with the lace yarns anymore. Used to, but I love my fingering weight yarn, and to me it looks like jewelry. And you know, I like my jewelry. I like my bright clothes. I like fun stuff and colors. Whoops, woo, oh, whoa, too much. But I like all of that stuff. I really do. And there's this challenge. Lori put down the throwdown, man. She did. She's Crochet Duel. I'm using bulky, and she's going to use some thinner yarn, and we're going to do a live at the beginning week of July, right? We're not sure on the date yet, but it will be the first week of July. And we're going to reveal what we have made. There'll be giveaways and all sorts of stuff like that. It'll be a party, right? It'll be a party. Besides, I will have been on the air for over a year at that point. My 1 year is in June. Whoa. It's June. It's June now. I am creeping up on my 1 year being on YouTube. Thanks for joining me every day. I've been doing it daily. Pretty sure. Most of the days. There's a couple of days I missed, but not many. I got over 500 videos, so if you're ever bored, turn it on. There's 500 of them out there. But anyway, Lori threw down the smackdown with a challenge, and look at this. She has been sending me stuff. Lori has been, look at these. This is a joke. Look at those things. Those are big, you know, and look at that. That's a cue. I mean, that's not a hook. That's what? So she said she was tired of hearing me talk about how I don't have the tools. I have 25mm knitting needles. They're like broomsticks. They're sharpened broomsticks. If they were made out of wood, they'd be a vampire stake. I'm not gonna lie, that's what those things are good for. But she sent me these and some other stuff, and she sent me some other bulky yarn and things. See, I'm working on my little bulky shelf. This is all bulky yarns. These two right here. I've got more, but you know, they're fitting in there. So Susan wanted to get on the game. Not only did Susan comment, I knew something was coming, because she sent me a tracking thing. So I knew it was coming. Okay. But then she also commented on Lori's page and everything. It's like, hey, Lori. I sent her a package too. And then what really got me worried, she's like, hey, Lori, you're going to be proud of what I sent. I'm like, uh-oh. I know Susan. I'm just saying. I'm just like, yeah. If it sounds like I'm stalling, I really am. Yes, I am. My left hand scissors. Let's see. Let's get into this thing and see what Susan has in store for me. Susan and I, when I was in Maryland, we would go to yarn stores and stuff like that. One day, I pretty much kidnapped her. Yeah, I did. Because she knew the area. I was new to the area. And she didn't have a car, and I did. And that's how kidnapping happens, right? Get in cars with strangers. That's what happens. And I'm like, hey. I picked her up at one yarn store, but you know, that's not always good enough. It's like, want to go check out this other place? And of course, yarn junkie enthusiasts that we are, yes, please. So we did that. And then once we looked there and we did all of our stuff there, I did little Google Maps or whatever mapping thing I had on my phone, and went, hey, there's another yarn store within 15-20, want to go? And we spent the entire day making our very own little mini yarn crawl. I don't know, I think we might have gone to like 6 different yarn stores. It was a blast. I'm feeling in there to see if there's any notes. Okay, I'm not seeing that. Let's see. All right, so just making sure, no notes. Susan, you are a trip. Mega cakes. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I think those crochet hooks might be put to good use with the mega cakes. All right, so here is the mega cake. That's what you use. You take strips of this and you tie off your packages with it. That's what you use for packages. You know, like Christmas packages and stuff in all the different colors. That's what that stuff is for. What does it say? Washing instructions, machine wash, gentle, tumble dry, low, US 15. Do I have a US 15? Is that cute? Oh, I was just commenting about that. So it says to use this. That's what the yarn says. Use this. It's a size Q. It's cute. See, when you say Q to me, I'm thinking of like Star Trek and stuff, you know, whatever. You know, so yeah, it's a Q hook. Look at that. It's huge. I mean, it's huge. There we go. Against the skin. Now you can see it. It's huge. But that's what it calls for. Let's find out a little more about said mega cake. Plymouth Company yarn mega cakes, 75% acrylic, 25% wool. Susan and I both really enjoy wool yarn, so that's pretty cool. From the Encore family of yarns. All right, what's the yardage and stuff? Am I not seeing that? Plymouth yarns, made in Turkey. Gives me the address, don't care about the address. Oh, 96 yards. Okay, 150 grams, 96 yards each. Okay. So I have 192 yards of big stuff. Yeah, it feels good. I like wool, so that feels nice. And thanks to Lori, I have the appropriate size hook for such a thing. I mean, look at, let's pull this up. Let's look at this. Oh, this. Let's see. All right, so look at that. That's yeah. I mean, thankfully it's not quite like what Lori sent me, you know, the velvet rope. Yeah, she called it yarn. It was like 22 yards per ball. Okay, now I hold my stuff with the pencil grip. Yeah, that's what it's called, pencil grip. It's a lot of other people, especially using like the bigger hooks or the fancier hooks. Like this is a furls, but normally the furls that I've seen right through here is even bigger, and that works well for if you're doing a grip like this or you're doing the knife grip like that. I grew up using the pencil grip, but something this big, we'll see. I don't know. It's you know, I just think this is just weird all the way around. Okay. Might have to change the way I hold stitches. I don't know. I have no clue. But I figured let's check it out. Might as well, since I have the hook there. I wouldn't normally do that, but by golly, I got the hook. Okay, so it chains, right? Look how huge that chain is. Look how fat that is. All right, let's see what else we can do with this. Let's see. Well, you gotta want to see it, right? I don't know. Let me see. Let's do some stitches here. Let's do some stitchy magic. It's not magic. This is behind the curtain. This hook wants to slide out. It's like, no, I'm not gonna play. I'm doing a couple single crochets. Might as well. Let's see how those work. Yeah, this is cumbersome. I can see with the hook this big of trying to figure out maybe doing the whole knife grip or something. That's weird. I'm not comfortable with that. See, this is why I use the smaller stuff, because it just fits in my hands better. All right, let's see. We've got some single crochet action going on. Look, I'm swatching this big, huge yarn live on recorded TV. Yeah, it's live for me. It is. I didn't like do it yesterday and then come back and figure out what I did. That'd be kind of weird. It's like a science fiction show, wouldn't it be? You know, you wake up in the morning to figure out what you actually did because it already happened. I don't think I'd like that. You don't know if you should wake up in trouble or not. I'm just saying. All right, so look. I did a whole row of single crochet. Look how big that is. That is crazy. Yeah, so this is my surprise. I have 98 yards of this stuff to play with. How big are those double crochets? Let's see how well this hook goes with the doubles. All right, so we got some double crochet action going on. Gonna get some color changes pretty quick. Probably shouldn't have done that chain 2 at the beginning. Normally I do chain 3, but I didn't skip. Whatever. Whatever. This isn't a thing. This is just seeing if I can use the thing. See, look. Are you proud of me? Look, I'm using the thing. See? I'm gonna pull it out, but I'm using it. See? You can see it. So that way you know I know how to do it. See, you had faith in me, didn't you? I know you did. You did have faith. Like, it's almost like a tutorial, but not. But not. It's not. It's not a tutorial. No, it's not. I did get a chair for downstairs, though, so it'll be easier for me to do that now. That was my excuse, is I didn't have a place to sit. I just had a desk and a shelf, and that's not really a comfortable situation to try to do a tutorial, right? Just a desk and a shelf. I'm like, I'd like to sit down and do a tutorial or whatever. Do something, right? Play. I mean, I'm playing with yarn anyway. Might as well show you. Okay, so there I did a little tight on the chain for that, you know, stitch and everything, but I did a row of single crochet and a row of double crochet. Look at that. So if I were doing a scarf, 3, 6, 9, 10, that's 11 stitches across. That's a lot. I mean, it's not a lot of stitches, but that's big is what I'm getting at. Not a lot, but see? There. And so I have to figure out what to do with it. Not that, but I did something. See, I did. I played. And Lori, I used your crochet hook. Are you proud of me? I did. I used your crochet hook, which is good because the crochet hook before she sent things to me, I had the L hook, which was an 8mm, and this is a 15mm. Big difference. Big, huge difference for trying to work with something so large. That's no doubt as far as that goes. 96 yards, I should be able to do a little more. I mean, with the 44 yards that she had sent me with that velvet rope, I made a basket and sent it back to her. Ha! She got it back. Now what she does with it is totally up to her. She can keep it, she can give it away, it can end up in Goodwill. I don't care. It is not in my house anymore. I used it, and then I just gifted it back to her. I mean, she shared it with me, right? So it was only right for me to share it back. And of course, I added some fingering weight yarn in there. Now, she sent me a size 7 jumbo. I'm not going to send her anything smaller than a number 1, right? Because when we first started talking about it, she was saying if I used a 5, she'd use a 3. You know, if I used a 6, she would use a 2, right? She sent me a 7, so I sent her the 1. I mean, it's only fair, right? And I think it would be not appropriate to send her the smaller than that. It wouldn't be nice. But I do have smaller. We know that. I do have some lace. I do have some other stuff. You know, and if you have some ideas, I sent her like 400 and some odd yards of Red Heart Crochet. It's got a little sparkle through it, and it's fingering weight. It's, you know, 210 per each 50-gram put up, and they're like little wheels, right? It's discontinued, but they're really cute. And then I also sent her some hand-dyed, some of the minis, and there's 40 yards per mini, and I got 5 of them, and they're hand-dyed as far as that. And she does not feel like she is worthy of such yarn, and I say that is crazy. Of course she is worthy of such yarn. She's afraid she's going to mess it up. So if you know of any good patterns or something like that for crochet for about 200 yards of fingering weight yarn, go on over to her channel, tell her I sent you there, and give her some suggestions and some encouragement, because you know what? Nobody should ever feel like they're not worthy of the good yarn, or they're not good enough of the good yarn. It's yarn. Did you use it? Yes. Did you enjoy it? Yes, you're worthy, right? You know what's not worthy is holding on to that. Let's see, what was it that I ended up with? I got a skein of cashmere blend yarn from a farm that is no longer in business here in Colorado, but a gorgeous cashmere skein. I mean, absolutely stunning. I got it at Goodwill of all places. Do you want to know why I got that at Goodwill? Because there was somebody that was waiting for the right pattern. They bought it, they loved it, and they didn't think they were good enough. And the amount of yarn that was at Goodwill that day, it's happy for me when I find it, but it's also sad because to me, that's always representative of Grandma didn't make it and somebody cleaned out Grandma's stash, didn't know what it was, and threw it at Goodwill. That's what that is, right? So That's what's not worthy, is holding on to it forever and ever for good and never using it. I saw somebody else on Facebook talking about their particular score. They got a skein of Kiviot, and depending on which one they got, those are $200. Yeah, I'm not joking, for one thing. And the size of it is a lot smaller than this, right? For $200, a lot smaller. It is very, it's harder to process and everything and get, and you know, from the animal and everything. It's just, there's a whole thing on it. If you're ever interested, definitely go look it up. But they were completely and totally excited about it, and I don't blame them. Well, what had happened, somebody bought that and they didn't come up with that pattern that they thought was good enough. And it ended up in Goodwill, and the person got it for a few dollars. And I don't own any of that yarn because I know how much it is, right? I own a lot of yarn, but I don't own that one. And I have to admit, I would probably be just as guilty on that skein. If I spent $200 on a skein of yarn like that, and it has the yardage in it, kind of like, you know, just like 100 yards or something, or 200 or something. It's not a lot of yardage. It's just a very, very expensive fiber. I'd probably be the same way. And that is what's not worthy, is holding on to it forever for that one project and missing your opportunity. So I'm so proud of Lori. I believe she is going to wind that stuff up. It's 40 yard little hanks, little mini hanks. But she's going to wind it up and she's going to do something. I gave her the idea to follow Erin, which I know she already follows, Erin from Crafting Kitty. And she is doing her stuff with Aberdeen Fibers has what they call their pickle jar, and they have micro minis. So there's 20 yards and they just wrap it up like a little skein. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, 20 yards is somebody's leftover scrap, and they marketed it and they're doing a great job. That's leftover scrap, marketed as brand new. I mean, it's new stuff, but it's leftovers, right? And good on them, right? So you're getting all of these just little tiny bites, 20 yards, little tiny bites of yarn to make something. And I said, any of those patterns, the cowls, knit, crochet, doesn't matter. You can do with what I had sent her, and then add to it, right? So yeah, I just thought that was just kind of absolutely crazy that she had felt that way. And I'm sure that there are people out here that I'm talking to right now that feels that way. You're worthy. Use the yarn. Use the good stuff. Whatever you have that you consider the good stuff, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Is tomorrow going to be that much better? What are you waiting for? I mean, it's better to use it. You know, tomorrow's great, right? That's not what I mean. But you can do it. You make things. You make beautiful things. One stitch counts. Crochet, knit, it doesn't matter. You want to get super fancy? Mix them. Do both. It doesn't matter. But don't hold on to it thinking you're not good enough, because you are. I just wanted to let you know that. And I wanted to thank Susan for my new acquisitions. Let's see, do we have room here? I'm gonna have to put my little guys up a little higher. Right, there we go. Turn it upside down. Oh, there, see? And I got my little dragons. Look, they match with what I'm wearing. You know, if I was younger and everything and wore earrings, how cute would that be, right? I'm just saying. They're light. That would be kind of funny. We can see it, right? We can see this. I'm just saying, right? You know, I'm the kooky grandma. It's okay. Okay, so let's put those back up there. Oh, skein down, skein down. All right, we're going to tuck that tail in. Go. Go. There. Complicated knots for the dragons, and I really like those. That is a free pattern. She has a wonderful tutorial on it. If you want the written pattern for complicated knots for the bearded dragon, she does sell it on Etsy. I did pay for the pattern, so then I could have it sitting in front of me and read through the directions and everything. But she has a fantastic tutorial that you don't have to pay for. It just depends on what you want. I watched the tutorial, bought the pattern, because that's just my preference. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what's going on. Susan, you did good. She got in on the fun. That was absolutely fantastic. So I've got my collection right there. I do have some others. Where'd the other one go? I do have some other ones that I have received. I might just have to start putting all my bulkies right there, make some room, and have my little bulky shelf that has been gifted to me from, if you're wondering where some of these packages have been coming from, I also do the mystery yarn challenge that Lori hosts. So I've been doing that now for a year. And Lori has traded my address, right? Because she collects all the addresses and everything and she matches them up for the last 12 months, where I've sent something to somebody and somebody has sent something to me. So those are the people that are sending me things that have gotten my name in the past, because I don't have a post office box. So they already had my address. So those are the people. So nobody's just handing out my address to random people or anything along that line. Everyone's safe as far as that's concerned. So these are people that we've already traded things with in the past, and they're getting in on the fun, right? It's a crochet duel. But I do know that Lori does have a P.O. box. And she does have that in her description. Now, I would not tell any of you to go ahead and send her anything, right? That is no, I wouldn't. But I do know she has a post office box. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. So with that, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.